Hello and welcome. In this video, we will learn to take input from users. Alright? Now, you know how to use an online compiler, right? Let us go ahead and learn to use the softwares to write and run our programs in. This is because you will have to use the softwares when you start working in a company. Alright? Go to google.com and search Python. And in the results, click on the website by python.org. Here in the website, go to downloads section and click on Python to download it. Do not worry about the version. Okay. Once it gets downloaded, double click on the file to start the installation process. And while installing, make sure to check this. Okay. Add Python to path and click on install now to install it. Now, once again, go to Google and search VS Code and click on the first result to go to the website, and here click on download for Windows to download VS Code onto your PC. Once it is downloaded, double click on it to start the installation process. Click I accept and next, and here make sure this is checked. Okay, and along with that select these two also. Click on next and install to install VS Code onto your PC. Next, click on launch Visual Studio Code. When Visual Studio Code launches, go to the extensions tab, which is here on the left, and search for Python. And click on the first result, which is Python, and click install to install the extension. Once it is installed, we are ready to go. Close this and here click on this and click on open folder, and on the desktop I will make a new folder by the name Python, and I will click on select folder so that the folder gets selected. Okay, now here click on this new file and here give a file name. I will give 01 and then the extension .py. Okay, py is the extension for Python files. So I have created a Python file with 01 as file name. All right. Now, let me start with a simple example. I will say a is equal to 3 and then I will print a. Okay. To run the program or to execute the program, we need to click on this button here. All right. So I will click it and the program gets executed. This is the result of the execution. Okay. Ignore this and also ignore this. Okay. We only need the output, which is this. All right. To clear this, you can type clear here and hit enter on the keyboard, or you can close this. Okay, both are fine. Now, what did I do here? I assigned a value 3 to this variable a and printed it out. But most of the times we will have to take input from the users and then store it in the variables instead of assigning values directly like this. Alright. Now, to take input from the users, we use the input function. Okay. Let me show you how to use it. So here, instead of a is equal to 3, I will write the syntax of input function, which is input along with brackets. Alright. Now, what I am saying here is take an input from the user and store whatever the user enters inside the variable a. Okay. Now when I run this program, the program waits for me to enter a value. Let me enter 36 and hit the enter key on the keyboard. And when I do that, I get 36 as the output. Okay. Now what happened here is, when I typed 36 and when I hit the enter key on the keyboard, the program took the value that I entered and stored it in A, which is 36. And in the next line, I have a print statement. Whatever got stored in A was printed out using the print function. And so I have this 36 here. Alright, this is the output of this line. Alright, now let me clear this and run this once again. It is waiting for me to enter something. Let me enter hello and hit the enter key on the keyboard. When I do that, hello gets stored in A and it gets printed out. And this is the result. Alright. So we can enter anything, numbers or text. Okay. Now I will clear this and run the program once again. When a user runs this program, the program does not prompt the user, meaning it doesn't tell the user what to enter and when to enter. Right? Let us change this. Let us make it more clear. Alright. What I will do is, inside the brackets of the input function and inside quotes, I will say enter a number. Okay. And now I will run this. Let me clear this. I will run this. When I run this, it says enter a number. It will display whatever is typed in between the quotes in the input function. And when it displays this, the user comes to know what to enter. Okay. Now it is saying enter a number. So the user knows that he should enter a number. Let us say he enters 38 and hits enter key on the keyboard. 38 will be printed out. Alright. Now we can change this. I will say enter your name and run it. It says enter your name. Now the user knows what to enter. Alright, let me clear this. Let me move this here. Okay. Now let me change this back to enter a number. Alright. We can check the type of data that the input function takes from the user, and we can do that by using type function. Alright. So here in the print statement, I will say type A. Okay. Type is a function just like print. What I am saying here is take a value as input from the user and store it in A. Next, check the data type to which the stored value belongs to using the type function and then print it out. Alright, let me run this. I will enter 7 and hit the enter key on the keyboard. And when I do that, I am expecting it to say int or integer data type. This is because I entered a whole number, right? But then it says that the value that I input belongs to str or string data type. This is because input function always takes a value as a string and then stores it in a variable, even if we enter a number. Alright, let me clear this and run the program once again. It says enter the number. I will say 6.8 and hit enter, and I get string as the data type. And as I have mentioned before, this happens because the input function always takes a value as a string and then it stores it in a variable. Alright. So even though I entered a decimal value and I am expecting float here, I am getting string because in A we have 6.8 in the form of a string. Alright. Now when this happens, doing this becomes a problem. I'm saying take an input from the user, store it in A. B, I'm setting it to 5. Add A and B and display the result. I will run this and enter a number to get an error like this. This is because A is string and B is an integer. We cannot add a string to an integer, and that is the error I am getting here. Alright, let me clear this. Now, is there any way to overcome this problem? Yes, there is, and that is by typecasting. Alright, here I will create one more variable by the name C, and I will use int function to convert a into an integer. Alright. Now, by this program, what I am saying is take a value as an input from the user and store it in A. B will be set to 5, an integer value. Whatever is stored in A, convert it into integer and then store it in C. After that, print C plus B. Okay. So that is what I am saying using this program. When I run this, it asks me to enter a number. I will say 7 and hit enter. And it gives me the result 12. Alright. 7 will be taken as input and it will be stored in A. And in this step, 7 will be converted, or the string 7 will be converted into an integer value using this function. The integer value 7 will then be stored in C. And here I am adding C and B. Okay. This is called as typecasting. We are converting one data type to another. Alright. We can also convert to float. Let me run this and enter 8.8 to get 13.8. Okay. We can also convert a value to string, but here it doesn't make any sense because A is already a string. Alright. Let me clear this and change this back to int. Now, is there any way we can avoid this step? Yes, there is. And let me show you how. I will delete this and here I will say int, and inside brackets I will have the input function. Okay. Int, and inside brackets I have the input function. So what I am saying here in this line is prompt this message to the user and take a value that he enters as input. After that, convert the value to an integer and then store it in A. Alright. So that is what I am saying using this line. And here I will say A plus B. Now when I run this and when I enter 9, I get the result 14. 9 will be taken as string by the input function and then converted to an integer by the integer function, and then it will be stored in A. 9 plus 5 is 14, and so is our result. Alright. Yes. So this is how we actually use the input function. Alright. Now, let us make a currency converter as an exercise. Alright. According to today's date, 1 USD is equal to 86.84 rupees. What I want to do in my program is, I want to take in the value in dollars and then show the equivalent rupees in the output. Okay, let us start. Here I will create a variable by the name USD and I will say float input and enter the value in dollars. All right. I am prompting this message, or I am displaying this message to the user and taking in a value as input. Then I am converting the value to a decimal number and storing it in this variable USD. Okay. And next I will say print USD into 86.42, right? 86.84. All right. I'm multiplying USD into rupees and I'm printing it out. Let me run this. It says enter the value in dollars and I will say 1. When I do that, I get 86.84 as the output, showing that the program is correct. Let me clear this and run the program once again and enter the value 8. When I do that, it says 694.72. All right. So this is correct. But then, can we improve the output? Or can we improve the way we print the output? Yes, we can. So let us do that now. Here, I will say F and inside the placeholder, I will say USD and say USD is, and inside one more placeholder I will have this and then say rupees. Okay, and at the end I will have the closing quote. Now let me run this. It says enter the value in dollars. I will enter 8 and it says 8 USD is 694.72 rupees. Now this is a better way of displaying output than this, right? So here 8.0 is the result of this. Whatever we entered was converted into float and stored in this, right? So here the same 8.0 is displayed. USD is printed as it is. Next, here the value that we enter will be multiplied by 86.84 and displayed here. And then rupees will be printed as it is. All right. Let me clear this and run the program once again. Enter 6 and it says 6 USD is 521.04 rupees. All right. Yes. Now I have an exercise for you. I want you to make a miles to kilometers converter. I want the program to take value in miles and then give the output in kilometers. All right? Yes. So that's it for this video. I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care and thank you for watching.